Okay, welcome everybody to an edition of the Performer Radio Show that's a little bit more on the special side. I'm going to shut this door so we don't bother the neighbors. Everyone can see the beautiful Performer sign right behind me. Welcome back, Marlena. Summertime. It's in the house tonight.
Yes.
As everyone can see, I was like this. Okay, there we go. I'm even
It's been
now.
a long week.
Oh.
2 weeks.
And it's only Wednesday.
Right.
Wait till they see what's happening this weekend. It's really kind of hard to miss with the screens the way they are.
Right.
Swim Boston, July 14th, 2024 at Alba Restaurant, which is, I could probably throw a rock and hit it from here.
Pretty much.
More than likely. And it's on the roof deck of Alba Restaurant, which is, I don't know if people haven't been there before that are not from this area. It's beautiful up there. There's even a garden above you. Vines of a garden where they grow tomatoes, cucumbers, all this stuff. Beautiful, beautiful fresh vegetables. And they use those vegetables in the food.
Yes.
Like if you come at the end of August, it's all fresh vegetables that were grown right on top of the roof. It's pretty cool. We were there earlier today, and Marlena was getting drunk at the bar with a whole bunch of different drinks that they were making because they were trying concoctions on her. Come on, don't lie.
I'm sober.
You enjoyed it.
I'm sober, okay? But the only reason why we were there at the bar is to make featured drinks for Sunday night. So we're going to have one that's called Aloha, Bourbon Bloom. What else?
Go to her social media. You'll see all these drinks. They really look cool. They're very colorful, too, just like you.
Yes, and one that's called Peachy, and he made that one right in front of me. So
I'm
excited
peachy.
for everyone
Definitely
to try that out.
Peachy's my favorite, and you gave it away before I could have a chance.
I did. You know, she was staring at me. Why wouldn't I?
Sure,
I
okay,
was like,
fine.
hey,
You're giving away free
share.
drinks. You're taking away from Alba's profit. That's okay.
No, they love me.
Yeah,
they love me.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. So let's give them like at least a little bit of what's going on here. Okay, there's a couple flyers. There you go. I knew I'd get it out at some point. Swim Boston, July 14th, 2024, up in the Alba roof deck. And this is a swimwear and summerwear event, okay? Right. And just so you know, it's only $25 to get in.
Exactly.
That's it, $25. And it's not just $25 to get in, but you also get a free buffet.
Right.
So you get fashion show, live music. We'll be talking about that in a little bit.
Exactly.
A free buffet and networking and under the stars. And by the way, the weather report, as of right now, it's Wednesday, but yes, it's looking very good for Sunday.
We're in Florida weather right now.
Hot, but not showery and thunderstormy or anything else like that.
Right.
And definitely not as hot as it's been for the past, couple weeks. So it's going to be probably the pick of the week. And you get to go and spend it up on the roof deck of Alba, smell all the food, meet all the great people, listen to music, enjoy yourself. Okay?
Yes, and you're going to have some great models. You're going to have, like you said, the performance. We're going to have some great music. And it's going to be a whole vibe. So you have to be there.
And now, thanks to Marlena, some great drinks, too. See? There you go. That's how it works. It's all full circle. And yes, we got a lot of gear we're bringing up there, so the sound's going to be great. A lot of new lights that we're working with, and things like that. So yeah, you want to check it out. And some of the designers are amazing too.
Yes.
So we got Anne-Marie LaFauci, Mav Life,
yes.
Maverick. Maverick is one of our host of the show, and who you saw there before was Taylor, his co-host. So they're hosting the event.
Yes, Whirlwind Jewelry.
There you go.
We are having Patty Silver. We are having Denise Hajar.
Right, a lot of great local designers, and we have one national company too that gave us a lot of swimwear.
Yes.
To
shout out to them, Mike. Yes.
I don't know how you pronounce it. Because I've only been talking to them via email. I was too afraid to ask him, how do you pronounce his name? But it has my name in it, so I'm feeling it's pretty good. It's either Mike Tai or Mike Mikete or Mikete, something like this. Miketai. So shout out to them for giving us all
Made by
these.
Michael.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I might as well just rip all that and put my name on there.
Pretty
Mike's
much.
brand, okay? So it's Mike's Swimwear. We'll call it that. It has my name in it, so it's fine. I get no problem with that. So coming up tonight, I want to let you know that we do have a special young lady in the house, and she's going to be our performer at Swim Boston, and you can come and see her live. But she's been playing out a lot in the Boston area lately. And she's associated with Berkeley, and we know that Berkeley doesn't just let anybody through the door. You got to be some kind of special to get through the door at Berkeley. Okay, right. I'm talking about not Berkeley, Mass. I'm talking about Berkeley, the world famous college for musicians and music in general.
Right.
So she's going to be here in a little bit, a tiny, tiny bit. We also have Dana, a very good friend of hers, and Arthur. They're kind of like a matched pair. Every time you see Dana, usually Arthur's behind him, or vice versa. One of the two. they kind of travel in a pack.
Right.
All right, but yes, we're going to have them all come on and talk about Mackenzie's career and what they've been up to as well. Their philanthropic efforts. Okay, and that kind of deal. Plus, we got a lot of new little toys and everything to debut for you. And, I just want to say thank you to all the people that have helped for Swim Boston. There you go. Okay, so we'll be right back. We're actually going to play a clip of Mackenzie performing. And right after that, we'll come back and have a little chat with her. Okay?
Hey.
So stay tuned.
Thanks.
Models, singers, comedians, dancers, and so much more. This is the Performer Radio Show.
I didn't know it was that short.
Well, you
Welcome,
know what?
Mackenzie.
That's the whole point. You don't want to hear the whole thing. You want to just a little bit to reel them in. So you did it right.
Okay. Well, I guess we did that correctly then.
Right.
Okay. Mackenzie and Dana, welcome to the Performer Radio Show, a.k.a. the Swim Boston Preview Show.
Yes.
Let me see if I can get a forescreen of all of us in there. There we go. That's me and Mackenzie. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, there we are. Okay,
Hey.
there we are. Well, there's our hosts there on the other side, too. Got Maverick, Taylor, myself, Marlena, and Megan's coming back to do the red carpet interviews, too. So that's good. So welcome officially, Mackenzie and Dana, and we'll get to Arthur in a little bit. So, Mackenzie, what got you started in music? What's happening with that? Whoops, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, I should say, where do I begin? Because it's been a whole life in progress.
Okay.
I've been performing since I was 6 years old, started lessons around the same time, started playing piano at 8, and writing music around that time, joined a couple kid bands, was performing nonstop, and pretty much since 15 I've been doing the solo stuff, performing all over New England.
Oh, wow. Okay. Did you get inspired by anybody specifically, or did somebody in your family, your father, or whatever?
Yeah.
Get in there and play the music. What happened?
Yeah, honestly, both. So music runs in my family. My dad's side of the family has, wedding band performer and film scorer, so definitely runs in my blood. And when I was really little, I was very inspired by Pat Benatar, the girl power icon.
I know Pat Benatar.
Belter. Loved her voice.
I don't know. Well, Marlena might know that. Might not. You know Pat Benatar, don't you? Hit me with your best shot.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I love her.
That's a legend.
Yes, exactly. Okay. She knows.
Right.
She knows. Marlena's got an old soul. Let me just play that. Okay. So
Only the people that know me know
Pat Benatar is kind of like hard rock.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Was that you like want to aspire to be a rock musician, or how did that work for you?
I mean, I do a little bit of everything. I do kind of the lead female vocal band leader outside of, the solo piano, kind of Moral Carol King, Stevie Wonder stuff that I do for the most part.
By the way, I just want to say your voice without singing has got a really nice radio quality to it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Okay, I just want to mention that. Okay. So voiceovers could be in your future as well.
Right.
I haven't
just
not
saying.
thought about that.
Just saying. You might want to think about it. Talk to your boy Dana there. He might know a few things about that. And Dana, what have you been up to? Just real quickly before we get back to Mackenzie.
In addition to promoting this lovely lady in red next to me, amazingly talented, also involved in a few films, producing, and I want to get into directing this year. And if Artie plays his cards right, he may be in my first film.
Hi, Artie.
I gotta listen to this.
It's just starting.
Is he awake yet? I just want to make sure. We didn't want to wake him from his nap. Okay, all right.
I didn't need a nap.
We'll bring him in now. You didn't need a nap? Okay, there
I was
you go.
working all day out in the sun today. So
Yeah, I can actually see that. Oh my gosh.
Making us jealous.
I think Mackenzie and I are the palest two people in the room right now. Yeah, all right.
He
well, that's
does
all
this
right.
to me all the time.
Well, I'm not saying you specifically, but Arthur's definitely been baking a little bit today. You can see it.
What are you trying to insinuate?
And also, I'm a little thirsty because of Marlena, courtesy of Marlena now. Talking
Why?
about
What
all
did she
those
do to
delicious
you?
drinks over at Elba. Cannot wait for Swim Boston.
Hey, don't shoot the messenger.
Go in Boston Magazine and Marie.
You know?
In Boston, Anne Marie was just
Love,
outside
love.
for a few minutes.
I hope you guys can join, the fun and, networking. It'll be great for you to come by. Well, you're already going to be there all.
So the specialty drinks, they come non-alcoholic also?
We can make them into
'Cause
mocktails.
I'm coming up into 9 years.
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Yes, congratulations.
We'll drink his
It's
alcohol.
very
Arthur,
beautiful
just-
children, too.
Arthur,
Such a
just
show
focus.
for us.
Just focus on the food because the food is fantastic. Your brother would love it. Paul would love it. Paul's probably been there before, more than likely. 'Cause
I've been to Alba's many times.
you've been to Elba, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure your brother's been there
Upstairs,
too.
Everything. I love the place.
Yeah, but I'm saying from one chef to another, he probably appreciates it. Go ahead, Dana.
One quick comment about Mackenzie. We were doing a show with Charlie Farron, John Butcher, and James Montgomery last summer, and believe it or not, Mac was on community auditions
Oh, yeah.
when Charlie Farron was one of the judges back
A
when
long
you
time
were,
ago.
six,
I was
seven?
really young.
Do they-
6, 7, 8 around then.
Okay, I was going to say, do they still have community auditions?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I remember watching it so long ago. Dave Maynard, he used to do it, right? On WBZ. He used to be on WBZ. I'm
Yes.
sure that's
Yes.
that's the last time I remember it. But I had seen it pop up on my TV like on a Saturday or a Sunday morning, not too long ago, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that they were still doing it. But that's cool.
It was a sweltering day too, Mike.
I
like
think
this
didn't
week.
they move it down to like the Mohegan Sun or
Boiling.
something? They were shooting it down in Mohegan Sun or something.
Well, this was a benefit for
it's a benefit.
Cops for Kids with Cancer.
Okay, all right, all
And but on that sweltering day, just like reminiscent of this week, Mac was the first one there at like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
dedication, huh?
Oh my God! Well, that's
Yeah, I
just-
like that.
That's what she's all about, and I so admire that about her. And I once heard Wynton Marsalis say, what did it take to get to the top echelon of the world? He said everything I had, and that's what Max put
Yeah,
in. So
everything
I'm
you had.
blessed to help her.
Look, be honest. When you want to have something bad enough, if you're going to want to get it, you have to put that work in.
Right.
It's not going to be handed to you in
Absolutely.
any way, shape, or form. Okay? I've seen so many people, I want to be this, I want to be that. It's like, okay, are you willing to be patient? Are you willing to persevere? Are you willing to put in the work?
Yep.
Okay? There's a lot of stuff you have to do in order to get to that level. And then there's no guarantees even if you do.
Exactly. And that little
Okay.
clip you showed, Mike, was a private performance for Governor Baker, former
Oh,
Governor Baker
oh, okay.
in Campolito.
Charlie and company.
And it was,
Okay, great.
and then he helped us with the tax credit shortly thereafter.
Oh, that's right. Well, he actually was a little bit against it, so I just want to let you know
yeah.
he finally let it
He
through.
finally let it
He's talking about the tax credit for films
Yeah, yes.
in the Massachusetts film industry, and you can see the result of that is a lot of films have been coming here, and doing some great work here in Boston. So actually, while we're on the subject of films, and Dana's heavily into the film industry in the Boston area, any aspirations, Mackenzie? I mean, you're a very attractive young lady.
Oh, thank
Just putting that out there.
Well, talented now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I've never gotten too much into acting, but I'd love to do some sort of musician role in a movie. That would be really cool.
Well, that would be a good way to start
Yeah.
to get your acting chops in, I suppose.
Absolutely.
But you have a certain flair, and you're certainly comfortable with the camera. I can tell that.
It
how
gives
you
me like
get-
Christina Aguilera vibes, right?
Oh, there you go.
We want to put the acting with the singing in there.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, a lot of them
Something
are-
I've been thinking about lately.
A lot of famous vocalists have been going into the acting arena as well. Ariana Grande's got the movie coming out soon.
yeah.
A few others too as well. Hey, you know what? Is multi-talented. I always say that creative people are creative in more than one thing usually. Okay, their creativity can go beyond the boundaries of what what some people think they're capable of. So that's that's how you see some great singers, vocalists that are artists, talented painters or sculptors. All this, they kind of like spread it out a little bit,
Absolutely.
which they have plenty of creativity in them. So you're currently in Berkeley, almost graduated. Is that what's going on?
Yeah. So I technically graduated in May, but I'm finishing up some credits over the summer. I have a couple psychology classes, my final project,
Okay, now
And-
you just intrigued me. They treat
Right.
psychology.
Yeah.
They teach psychology
Yeah.
at Berkeley.
Yeah, they do.
What is that like?
I have a psych minor, but
Okay.
a lot of the professors there that teach psychology are actual psychologists and scientists, like very renowned psychology people.
Okay,
so
I've been involved in
it's
the music
cool.
business for many, many years.
Yes.
And I applaud the fact that you have some psychology background to deal with the crazy people in New York and LA that are in this industry. So yes,
right.
maybe you do need a degree to get through the nuttiness that is going on in this industry. That's
Yeah.
possible. But I mean, it's good to have something else too to kind of like bolster your career and have something else, just in case.
Absolutely.
But still, that knowledge can come in very handy with dealing with some people.
Yeah,
So that's very good. Actually, that's pretty smart. Very smart.
Thank you.
So, what did you focus on mostly while you've been in school? Was it 4 years you've been there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm finishing up my 4th year right now. I was there for songwriting and music business, minor in psychology, but basically taking all the entrepreneur classes, learning how to market myself, business branding, stuff like that, and then continuing the songwriting, learning all the little ins and outs that you don't necessarily learn just from doing it yourself. Just the extra little
Okay,
things.
now
that
you're
you
impressing me even more. So there you go. First of all, okay, it's great to want to be a musician, vocalist, etc. But learning the business part of it
Right.
Absolutely.
is equally important because it's still a business.
Yes.
And when you go to a label or independent major, they're still they're all about the business.
Right.
You are just a number to them until you prove yourself. You are just a number to them, and they can either make you or break you depending on the numbers. But if you understand how those numbers are generated
Right.
and know how to market yourself, then you have a much better chance of making those numbers go up and making them more interesting to you as an artist.
Absolutely.
Well, I have to
Yeah.
say, I can relate off of you, Mackenzie, because I also, I've been doing modeling for 5 years, and professionally it's been for 2 years, but I want to get into more like the communication side, so I'm going to school for communication,
Cool.
and
Very nice.
I want to be able to do like public speaking. So being in this company already, in the industry like itself, you have to know the business, and that's how you're able to bring those numbers and the algorithm up to you. You want that organic audience. You don't want to buy those people, and you only want them
People know when
specifically for
know
you.
when they're faking
Right?
it. You know what I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
Marlena? People know when they're faking it.
Yeah.
If you go to an Instagram account or not Instagram is more numbers. When you go to an Instagram account, you see 500,000 followers, and you see a post and maybe a few dozen likes and a few comments sparsely put in there. Those followers are fake. Most of them are fake.
Well, my point was
Yeah.
is that the authenticity within that, and then you're a businesswoman. Like, come on,
She's applauding you.
Yeah.
That's inspiring.
like
Where's that live?
you know the inside out, and then also like you have talent, and you're pretty. I mean,
She's all right.
Marketable.
she got it.
We heard from the peanut gallery for a couple seconds there.
Thank you. I
got it.
appreciate that.
And Mackenzie's
Yes.
dad, Scott, by the way, has been such an incredibly huge supporter.
Very good.
Which I
Yeah.
Well,
really
it's
admire.
it's always great when the parents can support you,
Right.
both emotionally and mentally and physically. Or not physically,
How they care for you, right?
financially is what I meant to
Yeah.
say. And that does help a lot. Because going to Berkeley is not cheap. I'm pretty sure.
Oof.
Yes, exactly. Going to any college these days is very expensive for parents. If it's still even student loans or whatever, it's still expensive no matter which way you slice it.
Well, she's bringing it in. She's
Right.
she's hitting those charts, so it's
Reeling it in. So
everything else just comes along.
you've been playing out a lot, I'm assuming.
Definitely does.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I've
So
been
go
very
ahead.
busy.
Let's talk about your playing out experience. Now, being a musician, this is like what we call, climbing up the ranks. Okay. So when you first started playing out, what was it like for you?
Well, a lot of it, let me think, it's different between doing band and doing solo. So when I was doing band stuff, it was like random restaurants and here and there and wherever we could do performances at my music school. But now that it's solo stuff, it's, opening acts, it's doing charities and fundraisers and restaurants and events and private parties
In Swim Boston.
in Swim Boston.
Elba.
And all sorts of just different venues in general, and all of those venues are connecting and leading to the path of, you know, different people, and then the people from like 5 years ago come back around into like this thing that I'm doing now, and it's all just like kind of stacking and piecing together the way that I don't know, it's just very interesting to watch how it's all starting to piece together with the people that I've met and the places that I've played, and just overall the entire experience of doing these shows, like how it's starting to make sense in the way that it's gonna start, you know, going from here.
Do you have a goal, like, for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple goals. I feel like that's a loaded question because there's a lot of things I do want to do. But when it comes to being a performer, I mean, yeah, I do want to perform on a high scale with my own original music, either being the act or, you know, doing shows with other artists and
collaborating.
Yeah, absolutely. I think definitely for me, instead of being a household name, I think it's more important for me to be recognized by other people in the music community for what I'm representing, what I stand for, and you know, what I bring as an artist myself.
What do you say your genre is?
It's kind of a mixture of a theatrical, jazzy blues with the singer-songwriter, you know, Billy Joel, Elton John, pianist feel.
So you're giving that soul.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, mixed with, you know, the storyteller.
Ooh.
Very good.
See, that's what sets you apart, though, from a lot of people, not for nothing, you know, because you don't really hear that.
Right.
And you don't see that a lot. You know, you get the country, you got the hip hop, you know, you got the Hannah Montana type.
Yeah, something like that.
You know, you
Pop,
want that
pop.
pop. Thank you.
Yeah.
You want to be able to have that soul and sets you apart from other people, because then, you know, I'm only 24, but I don't want to put a age on myself where I like anything.
Right.
And you don't want to say like, oh, well, you're too old for that. You're too young for that. You're too old for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think it's more of a feel than it is like what type of age categories listening to that. You know, especially going to Berkeley, I've met so many people that listen to music all the way back to before their parents, you know, and myself, I listen to the music that my parents listened to.
Right.
You know, I don't necessarily feel as influenced from the music that you hear now,
No,
newer stuff.
absolutely
it's always
not.
From forever ago. And
Freestyle, you know those freestyle?
Yeah,
Don't get me started.
Everywhere.
Well, that's important to learn from classics.
Yeah.
When you first start out, you want to actually a lot of good musicians, even especially Berkeley trained musicians, they will learn classical music first. If you can conquer classical music, you can conquer anything, because classical is tough.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's really tough to learn and master. So if you do that, you can bounce to anything real easy, because that's like the hardest. It's like learning Chinese, and then any other language is easy. Okay, so it's kind of like, that's not a great comparison, but it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go back and study and learn from people that have been there before and done it and mastered it, you will have a better foundation and base to build on top of.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now you've been playing out. Did you start playing in a band as a front, or did you just where did you go through to get to here?
Yeah. It started. Oh, it's kind of interesting because it started with me doing vocal lessons, and at the time I was doing a lot of kid ensembles. So performing to me was performing with other people and learning how to, you know, gauge other musicians and be on time with other people and all of that jazz. And then I think around, I'm trying to think when I was doing showcases, because that's when I was showing, you know, the things I was learning on piano and writing music. I think that was probably around 8. I think it did start with playing with other people first.
Okay.
And then performing as...
Well, you mentioned these kid groups, and what was that like?
Yeah. That was very interesting. I joined my first kid band when I was 8 years old. It's called 100 Decibels.
Oh, it's a great name.
I still
love
have the we made like rubber bands with 100 decibels written on them. I still
Aw.
have them somewhere.
You gotta frame those.
I know.
Like put it in the safe box, and like 20 years later, be like, wait, what is this?
Yeah. But we were playing whippersnappers in New Hampshire. Like we were playing at my music school at the time. We were going to Real School Music in Burlington. And we were just doing a bunch of random little events and shows and Battle of the Bands. I did a million Battle of the Bands from ages 8 to 11. And, you know.
So you really, really have been in it since the beginning.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
I
pretty,
mean, this has been my
it's a
whole
School
life.
of Rock kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially.
Okay. And now you're graduating from the School of Rock, the real one. Most people don't. I mean, I always tout Berkeley, but it is the biggest and best well, maybe not the biggest, but the best. And we're talking over Juilliard. It is the best because look how many amazing artists have come out of Berkeley.
Yeah.
Okay. Grammy winners. Lots of Grammy winners.
Well, not for nothing. When Michael says it, you got to know it's real.
That's right.
He's the only person that I can say the word, like his word.
I'm the authority, right? Okay. But
real.
yes, I mean, it's not because it's a Boston thing either. If Juilliard was better, I would say it. Okay,
Right,
but it's
you're
not.
honest.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's just basically it. Most of the people that are in this industry that want the best musical education, they go to Berkeley.
Yeah.
That's it. I know the music industry is in New York, pretty much. And people say, "Oh, it's L.A." No, no. L.A. is kind of like a satellite to New York. They can't go to the bathroom without New York saying it's okay.
Right.
Okay, so New York is where the money is and where the decisions are made.
Right.
The industry has changed a lot since the time I started working with it. I managed a major label artist back in the early 90s, and there still was what we call A&R, Artist and Repertoire divisions. Artist and Repertoire was basically geared towards helping the artist develop over a period of time. So they would sign you to the record label and say, okay, we're going to do this for you, that for you. We're going to give you this, give you that. And then there goes Dad right there. I think he needs to take a little trip. There you go. Yeah, you're on camera.
There you go, Scott.
Give me my
cameo.
phone back.
Crawl next
That's his cameo right there. That's his cameo. And then they developed you over a period of time. Now, the industry has completely changed with the digital age, and they want instant results, and they like to get people that are already kind of packaged, that have an audience that they already have following them, like on Instagram, Spotify, whatever you want. And they say, okay, we'll sign you. Sometimes they have what's called a 360 deal, where they take everything. They take a little piece of everything that you have, own. That includes merchandising, performing, live performances, things like that. And you won't get that deal unless you give it up a little bit to them. It's kind of like a 40% rate on your credit card. They'll give you some money, but they want 40% back or whatever the case may be. I don't know, every contract's a little different, but it's not the same as it used to be. They were more trusting of their advice and what they needed to do. Hi, Artie. he keeps popping in there.
You can't get rid of him. Jesus, he's everywhere.
I think he got up to do some Pilates for a little while we were on
He
camera.
did. His
I was
knees hurt.
cramping up. I was
okay, that's fine.
dehydrated.
From all that hard work on the beach today,
yes.
Mike.
Let's keep him hydrated. I know the feeling, Hardy, so I do appreciate that. The fact that you're getting into some pain there. But it's changed now.
Payback.
Now, I was getting to, like, after the Artie and the Dad there, I was getting to the point where I wanted to ask you this question. How do you feel about going how do you feel about your career path into the future? Do you want to keep going as an independent, try and get to a label? What's your short and long-term goals?
Yeah, I mean, short term right now is staying in Boston, and I'm finishing school and I'm from here anyways, and seeing where continuing to book more shows and going to more events and building what I have so far will take me. And when I think about growing up, I heard it's scary to get involved with a record deal, and you don't really own a lot of the things, a lot of the money, a lot of the anything recordings, and it's scary to be a young entertainer kind of trying to figure out where do I want to land financially, especially very early on.
All right. Well, whoever told you that wasn't lying. That is the straight truth right there. Yeah. It is scarier. It's scarier than it used to be. There's a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? Underhandedness. I'm going to call it that in the industry.
Film business too.
There's this sneaky ways that they basically say, okay, yeah, we'll give you like a bunch of money and stuff like that, but then it's what they call recoupable.
Yeah.
It's your money that you're spending. Never forget that. If you ever do go to a label and they say, don't worry about it, we get plenty of money, don't worry about it. It's your money that you're spending, not theirs. They might it's like a loan. Like I said, you owe that back. Okay, so always remember that. But there are still some good deals out there. And if you are really
with
talented
the collaborations, when you do like the charity events, in a sense, you get that payback. You get the people that talk about you and give you that good word, versus...
There's a lot of controversy between artists about playing out for free, Yes, okay, you need to make a living, you need to grow and, expand your repertoire, your instruments, things like that. There are expenses involved. But there is such a thing as good free performances, meaning it's a trade. As long as there's some kind of promotional value, like right now, we are putting you out there for hopefully thousands of people to see this show eventually. There you go. It's on television and stuff like that. You can use this content now either on your website, your social media.
Yes.
Say, okay, look at what I did here. Okay, which is great.
Thank you.
But that's the trade-off right now, okay? If there's something of value, so in other words, I'm trying to tell artists out there, don't dismiss something completely before you evaluate it and see if there is something valuable in there that is not monetary. Sometimes the value is much better than money. You just got to look at it and examine it. Networking is a powerful tool to market yourself. If you're in a room, you can sell yourself a lot better. It's as simple as that. Anyone can go to YouTube. Anyone can go to Spotify. Anybody can go to SoundCloud and listen to your music. But when they see you in person, see you performing, and get that live atmosphere, and that vibe, who you are, you can sell yourself much better, and that's what opens up more doors. Okay, not everything is valuable like that, but you have to examine it. You better pick and choose which ones we're going to work best.
Well,
for
she's
you.
going to pick and choose Swim Boston.
That's right.
Do you have
got it,
any
Alba.
like
An Alba, right?
Alba, yes, thank you.
Go for it.
Do you have any songs in mind that you want to share to the audience?
Songs in mind so
She probably
far.
has time to think about it.
I
Yeah.
love knowing
she can
some
sing anything.
information.
She can cross over and sing anything.
I don't know. I might have to surprise you.
There you go. Okay. Wait.
I'm
now
not gonna lie,
people
I do
have
love
to
some
come.
surprises.
Some salsa, maybe?
So,
Now people have to come
What I love.
to see what the surprise
well, you got to
is
show
gonna
me
be.
how to
Spanish.
salsa.
Okay.
Beach
After.
Boys.
A voice.
You? Yeah, okay. But yeah, okay. Well, so you are multi-talented. You can do just about any genre then, essentially, right? Almost. I mean, yeah, okay. We know,
I
we know
know
you're not going to get up and sing opera.
I
so,
know
okay,
for a
we
fact
can-
that I won't be singing any AC/DC. That doesn't.
Okay,
really-
now I'm leaving. I'm not going to
That
go to my
doesn't-
own show. All right, no, I'm just
Sorry.
kidding. No, we want to keep it up tempo and fun and friendly and stuff like that. So yeah, you already know the vibe that we're going for, and we, tropical. Not saying we have island
Peachy.
music.
Yeah.
Peachy. That's
Hot
the
and
word for the
minty.
day. Peachy. Everything's peachy.
Well, Dana, is there
yes.
anything that you wanted to, also talk about,
Yeah. I was just going to say on that same subject of Mac, her humanitarian work. That's how we teamed up originally, because Arthur and I have been supporting our Cancer Society, autism, MS, Parkinson's, veterans, and every event we've asked Mac to perform. She's been right there, and
Excellent.
it's led to a lot of other great paid gigs,
Yay.
which is like Winnipesaukee.
Artie, what have you been up to lately? Why don't you get closer to the mic so we can actually hear you?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Don't be a stranger.
You actually want to hear me now?
Yeah, well,
I'm kidding. I thank you for the
Don't be
nap.
shy.
I appreciated the nap. It's been a long day.
Good. I know you were tired. You walked in the door tired.
Well, when you have 3 little ones at home, it's
Plus working in the sun all day too.
all
I can
day.
imagine.
She was at the beach.
Two
Come
straight
on, Mike.
days. 2 straight days. Beating on my back mostly, but it's draining. You do what you have to do.
I can see what it did to your hair. It's like you're blonde all of a sudden.
This is the new, no. This is how I was when I was a kid.
Was
Mr.
it Israel?
Dingler.
I was blonde.
Are you naturally more blonde? Oh, okay.
I was blonde when I was a kid.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Just
What's the movies like? What's
doing my carpentry work to provide for my family right now while I'm trying to get my acting career going.
and how's that going?
Well, we're taking a first step right now.
I saw you at the film
I've-
festival.
I've been scammed a few times.
Oh.
And they just wanted to use me to get to my brother, and I cut him loose. I
Right,
said,
you got to see the
Yeah.
snakes before you get them.
And-
Which brother?
Yeah, pick one. I got 5 of them. I got 5 of them. Pick one of them.
Exactly. Well, I mean, they're all.
And Paul does appreciate good cooking everywhere, also, and so he definitely likes Alba, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That's what I was kind of like getting at earlier. Yeah. Paul.
So-
My first experience with Paul, just real quickly, he used to work at Bridgman's in Hull,
Yeah.
and I would only go there when Paul's working because the food was just phenomenal.
The story about that, I remodeled the place
Oh, okay.
before Paul started there, and Joe LaSpada, who was the owner, never even tried Paul's cooking or nothing. He just hired him on the spot. So the day of the grand opening, they turned on the exhaust fans, and the previous owner put them on reverse. the whole restaurant filled with
my
smoke.
God.
And they blamed you, right?
And we had your eyes were watering, everything.
my
And we had to
goodness.
get fans
And they had
blowing
that-
out the windows.
They had those wood fires going on in there too. So that was real smoke.
It was real smoke.
Not just like
And,
grill smoke or anything like that. Oh my God, that's a good story. That's an interesting story.
so he made a quick little sandwich for me and John O'Keefe, who were doing some work, the finishing touches. And it was the best sandwich in the world. You would have died for
Oh
it.
yeah, he's a great chef.
And,
That's why when Alma Nove opened up, I was like, yeah, I got to go there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because I knew how good I was going to be, and it is delicious. That's a great restaurant. I hope your mother rests in peace.
Thank you.
Okay, so you've been doing that, acting. Dana wants to get into directing, and Mackenzie is going to probably be a nice big superstar on stage someday.
Award-winning.
Picture you're
Yes.
performing in TD Garden, your homecoming.
You
You
didn't
got
throw
that
a
full band
superstar
behind
title
you.
at me.
What was that? Oh, sure.
You
Why
didn't throw
not?
that super title at me. You threw it at what's
Mackenzie.
your name again?
Well, it's ladies first, Artie. That's how it works.
I'm no
Oh,
stranger
right.
to you, mister.
Like you were going to turn to
Right.
me, right? I'm sorry, what was that?
Well-
I know all the love songs you sing are for me.
yeah.
I know that.
You know, Mike,
He's convinced.
Artie has just signed his letter of intent to perform in Never Can Say Goodbye. Connie, if you're watching, can't wait for Artie. We're just waiting on a couple other leads to.
Congratulations,
and then the
Artie.
money's- We're going to be filming end of
Congratulations.
August.
Mike, I'm getting signs also, and when Dana told me the name of that movie, I have a dear picture of me and my mom. I'm giving her a kiss days before she passed, and the TV screen behind me was on the music channel,
Right.
and the song that was on was "Never Can Say Goodbye."
Wow. That is
See how
pretty.
God works in mysterious ways?
I'm all in.
Right?
I have my young 2 children. Hopefully, get the third one involved, but praying every night before they go to bed. They love it.
Yay.
Great.
I tell them they can pray anywhere.
You know, not for nothing, not a lot of parents understand that it starts with them first and then they follow. You know, you got to instill that belief, because it's not a religion.
Absolutely.
No.
A friend of
Right?
mine, a friend of mine's
Not a
cat
religion.
was sick, and I had my daughter kneel down next to me, and we prayed for the cat. The next day, the owner calls me up and says, "Oh my God, we took the cat home from the hospital." She sent a picture of the cat to me. I showed my daughter. I said, "See, our prayers work." So now she wants to pray.
Well, not a lot
every-
of men understand that
It's
too.
beautiful
so-
when something like that happens, though. You know,
Wow.
to make
It's a
them
miracle.
more believers.
Right?
So I have to tell you this one quick story. The other night, we're all praying, me, William, and Zoa, and I said, "You can pray anywhere. You can even pray in the bathroom. In fact, I'm going to go in and I'm going to pray that everything
fills my
that
heart
everything
so
comes
warm.
out okay." And I laughed for a second, right?
Right.
Zoa didn't really get it. And 3 seconds later, William, who's 5,
Right.
started laughing his tush off. And it was contagious. We laughed for like 10 minutes. It was so priceless.
That's good.
Yeah.
You
You know,
know?
not for nothing, the kids are so pure. They understand that. You know, the good spirit of divine, like they understand that versus like an unholy adult.
Yeah, adults
Yeah.
mess it up, huh?
Like, you know, unfortunately.
Sometimes I'll forget as I'm walking out the room as I tuck them in and like, "Daddy, we didn't pray." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she's right there. First
Right.
one.
That's so sweet.
And she's supposed to be sleeping by 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'll hear her on the monitor reading. She's reading constantly.
Aren't you a proud dad?
She's teaching my youngest. She'll read to my youngest.
Oh,
She wants to be
Great.
a teacher.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
my
let me
goodness.
ask you guys all together as a group. Now you do a lot of philanthropic work. You got something all together, like Mackenzie's performing that you're working on right now? Anything?
Yes, actually, Soulfest is coming up in
Nice.
August, which is an amazing. It's New England's largest Christian concert series. It's just such an authority.
Oh, I got to know that then.
You got to come up
Yes.
this year. Please come up. And Max performed the last 4 years
Oh.
Great.
in front of
Yay.
15,000 people. And
That was
it's
really
just,
That must be feel
there's
really good,
seminars,
Mackenzie, right?
there's
Yeah.
Yes.
retreats.
Powerful.
Always awesome.
And it's
believe.
nothing about a specific religion. It's just
Right.
bring yourself negativity in the world.
Non-denominational.
Living from the
All
inside
different-
out,
Yeah.
as you intimated, Marlena.
Right.
And Dan Russell, who's a very good friend, founded it. We've been up at
Oh.
Gunstock for the past 22
Wow.
years.
You've
This
never
year's in
been?
Greenfield.
No, Souls Festival, no.
You got to come as our guest
It's
this
out
year.
in Boston.
It's in Greenfield this year.
Greenfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's out
Yeah.
there. That's out near Orange,
you know,
right? Near
I love
Orange.
a great
Oh,
festival.
please come and bring the family.
Yes.
Mike, I'd love to have you.
that'll be great.
This is my family.
And so that's
Find a closed hotel, stay overnight.
Right. Yeah,
'Cause it's all day long and all night.
So what's that like performing in front of that many people?
Right.
Mackenzie.
Oh, she killed it.
Oh, it was so much fun. That was one of the biggest audiences I've ever played in
I was going to
front of.
imagine that's pretty big.
Yeah, I played one of my original songs, which was really cool as well to share a positive message. That song's called The Right Way.
Yes.
And it's about being in a dark place and turning yourself around for the better, you know, for your friends, for your family.
Is
for
it an
yourself.
original?
Yeah.
Oh,
it
okay,
is.
great.
Yeah.
Love that.
And it just felt really inspiring even to myself, you know, to be able to do that and perform for other people and share that with other people. And, you know, that was just a very eye-opening moment to what could be, you know, the rest of what I want to do, you know, and sharing my
Excellent.
music.
Well,
Very,
not for
very, very
nothing.
good.
Very
We
good.
just saw Anne Marie, and we're gonna have to put you on the magazine. Okay, girl.
Has she been in
that'd
the
be
She
magazine?
gave me her
awesome.
new magazine.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Look, she got an
okay.
advanced copy already. Look
Yes.
at. Hold on,
And
go
it
ahead.
was
Go
hot
ahead.
when she gave it to me, so I got it real good, you know.
Oh, wow.
Anyways,
Cover.
so the in
That's a
Boston.
preview of what's coming out.
Jonathan
Huh?
Tucker.
Wow.
You know, there's already some
Jonathan.
great juicy stuff in there. She's telling me about wanting to put this person and that person into the magazine, so we gotta
Great.
put her
And
in
we can
there.
see Anne Marie's
love
designs where?
Elba.
On
Swim Boston.
Swim
July
Boston.
Sunday.
14th,
Jean Marie.
Swim
That's right.
Boston at Elba.
Right there, Swim
Can't
Boston
wait.
and Alba. Real
Yes.
quickly before we have to go, because we have to go in a couple minutes, I got a couple slides here that we can take a look. So where was this now?
That was James Montgomery show with
James
Charlie
Montgomery.
Farron on the left.
We
John
wouldn't know
Butcher.
because we're always seeing is their butts. But okay, fine. That's good.
Bridgewater, right? Yeah.
Okay, now this looks pretty cool.
Magazine. Yeah,
Yes.
that was a great event. Lindsay
was
Cadigan
awesome.
over at Boston.
Did you comb your hair that day?
I was going to
That was
say,
the
a
old
that
me.
way.
little bit of a
old me,
different
he
look
said.
for Artie. Yeah, a little
Get
bit.
ready for the new me.
Okay, so this looks like a parade of
that
some
was
kind.
Dorchester Day
Parade.
Parade.
Yeah.
Dorchester Day Parade.
That was fun.
Okay, and I think this is her headshot. Very nice.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you.
beautiful.
Very, very nice.
That was taken at Career Day at
Career-
Berkeley. They were taking
Oh.
headshots.
that.
It looks like a wedding picture.
I was going to say, it looks like a senior portrait. So
Yeah.
it is pretty close right there. Senior portrait. Well, listen, Mackenzie, we're very grateful that for you to perform at Swim Boston this weekend. And July 14th, Sunday at Alba. And let's see if I can bring up the website. There's our Swim Boston
All right.
website right there.
Yay.
You can go on swim.performer.com. You can buy the tickets there, or you can just go to the performer.com website. There it is, popping up with Marlena's face right there. And let's see, what's it with Swim Boston? And there's the Facebook page, Swim Boston. So you can kind of check that out there too. See all the flyers, Instagram. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're right, Instagram. Okay, so we will see everybody here on Sunday. And hopefully see the rest of you on Sunday. And I know Marlena's going to be here, and everybody else that we know
For
is
like
going to
20
be.
hours, yeah.
Can't wait.
Gonna be here for 20 hours.
Yeah, she's
Wish you
telling the
luck.
truth. 20 plus hours or something like that. I mean, as a matter of fact, for me, it's going to be even longer than that. So, yes, I'll be glued to the chair and doing everything, getting it all ready. But yeah, and thank you to the designers, the sponsors, the people that are helping. Thank you guys for coming down and promoting. And I can't wait to see what kind of surprise Mackenzie has in store for us.
Yeah.
But we'll find out on
Same here.
Sunday. We got a couple more surprises, which I'm not going to
And
say on this.
again, you're leaving me out. What Mackenzie has in store.
Well, okay.
What about what I got in store?
God.
All
Okay.
right? Here
I
I
don't
come.
wanna know.
Artie,
Here
we're
I
going to
come.
give you a
This is where
15-minute
his you
stand-up.
know, the actor comes out. That's him
Yeah,
acting.
You're gonna.
Some director must be watching. But
Right.
Can't wait to see everybody
Hey,
swim Boston.
Artie,
Elba.
somebody's watching. They're going to
Yes.
contact and say,
Can't
okay,
wait.
a star is born. There we go.
Right.
All right, there you
Thank
go.
you.
So stay tuned for Swim Boston next week. Well, actually, technically it's this Sunday. What you can still say next week. It's weekend. This weekend.
Thank
And we got a lot of more stuff in store for July, but you'll find out more later. So stay tuned next week for another Performer Radio show. Actually, do we do Fun with Food? I can't remember. I haven't looked at the schedule. Could be a Fun with Food next week. All right, guys. Have a great week, but we will see you this Sunday.
Thank you so
Right?
much, Mike.
Connie coming to get you.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you,
Bye.
See you at
guys.
Swim
Thank
Boston.
you.
Good
Bye.
night.
See you Sunday.